Hello and great to have you join us on BOI Weekly, a program put together by the Bank of Industry to showcase how the Development Finance Institution is facilitating the transformation of Nigeria's industrial sector through the provision of financial and advisory support to new and existing enterprises in the country. I am Kumbi Aboluade. This month on the program, the focus will be on one of the 6 thematic areas of BOI, that is, digital economy. You'll get to see what some of BOI's beneficiaries are doing in the sector and how the bank is supporting Nigeria's transition to a tech-driven economy. Also, BOI goes into collaboration with the Akwa Ibom State Government and the National Sugar Development Council. First, let's take you to the Federal Capital Territory where Layer3 Limited, an indigenous ICT infrastructure and solutions company, is contributing its quota to digital technology development in the country.
Plot 316, number 14, YPO, Shodende Street, Utako, Abuja. This is the headquarters of Layer3 Limited, a technology solution provider which specializes in providing cloud services, network solutions, enterprise connectivity, broadband access, amongst others. Layer3 Limited began operations in the year 2005. 20 years after, the company has widened its tentacles across Nigeria and beyond. The founder and chief executive officer of the Layer3 Limited, Mr. Oyaje Idoko, tells us more about the company.
Layer3 started just about shortly after the liberalization of the telecoms industry, all right, and I saw a need for superior customer excellence that was lacking in the market, and we thought we could do better in terms of providing better customer service. So Layer3 set out to provide, excellent customer services beyond what was being provided in the market. And over the years, I think we've stuck with our mission, and I think pretty much that's what has differentiated Layer3 from most of the other providers, and technology solutions providers in the market. We provide broadband access, right? That's over our own infrastructure, fiber mainly. We provide cloud services, so Layer3 built and operates a local cloud platform catering to, well, not just users in Nigeria, but anybody needing cloud services, right? So we host the cloud workloads here in Nigeria. We help customers build their own network infrastructure as well, all right? So that's our systems integration part of the business. We work with organizations to build data centers, build their core network infrastructure. We also provide cybersecurity solutions. All right, so these are pretty much our core business services that we provide.
Looking to expand its operations, Layer3 Limited went on a search for financial intervention, which led the company to the Bank of Industry.
It was in our quest to get loans that were pretty much friendly and had a low cost, because the kind of business we run, because of its long term, it's very capital intensive and the return on investment is really long term. We couldn't go with the traditional bank loans because that would definitely not be sustainable nor profitable. So that was what got us into searching for, possible, alternate loan sources, and we came across BOI with their very friendly loan, and so the rest, I'll say, is history. It's been about 4 years since we embarked on that journey, and so far it's been quite, fruitful. Terms of the loans were quite friendly. I mean, we had a 1-year moratorium. We didn't have to pay anything until after 1 year. The interest rates were single digit, 9% versus, at that time, the commercial interest rates were at about 26%. And it's for 7 years. Most of these bank loans that you get, from someone to tell you 3 years, and even maybe highest about 5 years. All right, and it's helped us increase and upgrade our infrastructure. All right, so when we got the loan, I mean, we had probably about 300 kilometers of fiber in Nigeria, in Abuja especially, and because of the loan, we'll be able to increase our fiber footprint by about 700 kilometers. So we currently have close to 1,000 kilometers of fiber, increasing our customer count as well from less than 500 when we started to over close to 3,000 as of today. So the impact has been quite significant. Not to mention our cloud services as well. We use part of the loan to also set up our cloud infrastructure, which has grown significantly as a result of BOI loan.
The positive impacts of BOI loan on Layer3 Limited did not stop at an increased productivity. It also created more jobs.
Before we acquired the loan, we were at about 50-something, yeah. So we've seen an almost 100% increase in workforce over the past 3 years. We currently have about 96 or so headcount across Nigeria, Abuja and Lagos. All right, so I mean, for a company of our size, I think that's quite significant. And looking at our roadmap and growth plan, we expect that to also grow significantly within the next 3 to 5 years. A significant portion of our staff strength are the engineers. So we've had a lot of field engineers that cater to expanding infrastructure, right? We've had a lot of support engineers as well that cater to customer requests. We've seen growth in our sales force as well. We've had growth in the cloud space, right? More cloud engineers coming on board, areas around strategy that, departments that we probably didn't have before now that have been, set up in the company. So yeah, there's been, pretty much every part of the company has seen some level of growth and expansion in workforce over the past 3 years.
Mr. Idoko believes the technology space in Nigeria needs to expand more as there are great opportunities to harness in the sector.
There's been a lot of adoption of technology, but not across board. If you look at the industries that have really adopted technology, you talk about the likes of the financial services industry and a few other industries. But across board, the adoption of technology is still very much at its infancy. There's a lot that can be done with technology in government, as an example, which is not being done. There's a lot that can be done with technology in health, which is not being done, even in the security sector as well, which is not being done. So penetration across board, is extremely low. All right, which is a disadvantage as it is now, but presents an opportunity for the country and for entrepreneurs as well.
He also touched on the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence in business operations.
To a large extent, I think there are probably, any business that hasn't adopted AI in their operations, pretty much I would say they are falling behind. So a lot of businesses have different kinds of AI tools that they are using to pretty much improve their operation, introduce efficiency into their services and all of that. And beyond that, there are also businesses, companies that have built AI solutions themselves. For example, Layer3, one of the solutions we provide is what we call AI-driven network solutions, all right, which pretty much changes the way customers utilize network solutions. You know, we have self-healing networks now that are driven by AI, all right. So the AI pretty much has penetrated the business landscape, and it's continuing to do so. So we'll see a surge in that in the years ahead. For some businesses, there are disadvantages in that they are being replaced by AI. For example, there are certain things that you may depend on certain businesses to do for you that you don't need them anymore because you have AI tools that can easily do that. All right? So that's probably where the disadvantages come in. But when you talk about advantages now, I mean, there are things that are done quicker, cheaper, more efficiently using AI tools. So it's pretty much like a two-edged sword. But I think the advantages trump the disadvantages.
With a lot to explore in the digital technology sector, Layer3 Limited looks forward to expanding its business.
Our future goals as a company is one, we want to scale from where we are now significantly, and not just within Nigeria but across Africa. We see growth around coming from our cloud business. We also intend to increase our broadband business as well. So we're going to see a lot of expansion in our current fiber footprint, not just in Abuja and Lagos, but across some select states in Nigeria. And because of our customer demands, with customers spreading across certain countries in Africa, we also intend to set up our systems integration business in select countries to be closer to our customers within those areas. All right, so this is where we see growth coming from. And there are other solutions that we are currently in the ideation phase, which we intend to roll out within the next 12 to 24 months. And we see quite a lot of growth in those areas as well.
Still in Abuja, let's bring you news on the latest synergy between the Bank of Industry and the National Sugar Development Council. Both organizations sign up to ensure that sugar production in Nigeria develops to its full potential, thereby reversing over-reliance on importation and creating more jobs for Nigerians.
Senior management officials of the Bank of Industry, led by the MD-CEO, Dr. Olashupo Olusi, play host to the Executive Secretary of the National Sugar Development Council, Mr. Kamar Barking, and the agency's top team members at the bank's corporate headquarters in Abuja. The meeting is to rekindle a partnership that commenced 16 years ago. It's also a day to sign a memorandum of understanding that will address existing gaps in sugar production project development in Nigeria.
Since 2009, there's been a relationship between BOI and the Sugar Council. I think we entered into the first partnership for fund management in 2009. And over the years, it has worked well. We managed to do a couple of critical projects that were actually successful. We've had the Dogan Sugar Limited program that supported the production of cubed sugar locally. And I think we've also had the McNichols, which was another critical investment for us. From what I understand, there's been at least 1,000 jobs created as a result of these critical investments that were made. So today, I'm looking very much forward to the ignition or reignition of this partnership with additional funds going into the mix. And then, of course, also from our own side, I want to assure you that we're completely dedicated to ensuring that the sugar sector in Nigeria develops to the full potential, because we believe it will create jobs, we believe it will help to reverse the importation of sugar in the country. More importantly, to drive down costs and to make local raw materials available for users.
Statistics from the National Sugar Development Council show that Nigeria spends about $1 billion on sugar importation. The agency is, however, optimistic that the situation would change following the collaboration with the Bank of Industry, which would help in strengthening indigenous companies to increase local production of sugar.
This is a significant figure that can be saved with the attainment of local production of sugar. And this agreement we are here to sign today will go a long way in catalyzing the attainment of full local production of sugar. It is a critical step in the sense that it allows us to be able to invest in properly and drive critical components of local production of sugar, and gives us an opportunity to properly prove quite a number of these opportunities that exist. A couple of things that we're looking to do in the sector is to very, very rapidly increase the amount of land under cane, to rapidly increase the amount of processing capacity of local sugar production, to attract a lot more credible investors to the space. And through what we're doing today, it provides us a platform to be able to drive these key initiatives that we have laid out for the year. So we're absolutely excited about this opportunity. We're absolutely excited about working with BOI. As the MD has said, we have a long-standing relationship which has worked very well so far, and therefore we believe this is the beginning of a major thing that can also serve as a model for industrialization for Nigeria.
With that optimism, the Bank of Industry and the National Sugar Development Council then put pen to paper, signing the first supplemental managed fund agreement. This partnership will see to the financing of enterprises engaged in sugar and sugar-related businesses across Nigeria, as well as for capacity building and infrastructure development.
Thank you.
And finally, on BOI Weekly, here is how the Bank of Industry and the Akwa Ibom State government are unlocking entrepreneurial opportunities in the state.
It's another milestone in the journey of economic empowerment, industrialization, and entrepreneurship development in Akwa Ibom State. The Bank of Industry and the state government have put funds together, 2 billion naira each from both parties, in a matching fund to drive impactful investments that will transform businesses and create jobs in the state. To witness the signing of the MOU for the 4 billion naira matching fund are senior officials from the Bank of Industry and the Akwa Ibom State government. Representing the MD CEO of the Bank of Industry, Dr. Olashukbo Olusi, at the event, the Executive Director, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises at BOI, Mr. Shekarau Umar, says the bank is well positioned to support businesses in Akwa Ibom State, leveraging its robust financial standing.
We are talking of a bank that is over 6 trillion in terms of assets. We're talking of a bank that is in 33 states of the Federation, including Akwa Ibom, Oyo here. We're talking of a bank that is pledging to Nigeria that between now and the end of next month, we should be in the 36 states of the Federation. We're talking of a bank that has signed MOU with 31 state governments running into billions. We're talking of a bank that believes in the performance and the development of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. When we finish signing this, we know that we are in for a different game altogether. The people of this state will benefit. 100% of the 4 billion will come and stay within this state. It is for the development of the entrepreneurs within this state. It is a matching fund. We'll make sure that the right thing is done. It is clear that BOI stands for integrity and professionalism. We will deliver professionally and we will deliver with all the ethics that are required in delivering this kind of programs.
Speaking on behalf of the Akwa Ibom State Government, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation, Mr. Imo Abasi Jacob, says the initiative is not just an agreement, but also a commitment for the transformation of the industrial landscape of Akwa Ibom State.
Both parties have agreed that by coming together to put together this fund, they can drive interest rates below the commercial rates. This is good news for entrepreneurs in the state. And they've agreed to work together to make this to come to pass. The fund is hosted by Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation. Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation will work together with the Leadership and Entrepreneurial Development Center from Layer3 to give a new perspective to lending.
With the T's crossed and the I's dotted, it's time to sign the MOU to seal the 4 billion naira BOI Akwa Ibom State Government Matching Fund Agreement, which represents a game-changing partnership. The fund is to provide affordable financing to MSMEs and industrial players across strategic sectors in Akwa Ibom State, boosting job creation, productivity, and economic prosperity.
The beneficiaries are going to be those who have been trained to be able to run business. And so, Ibom Layer3 will play a pivotal role in making sure that every beneficiary has been certified. This fund will be deployed to beneficiaries as 10 loans and as also financing for working capital. In other words, business persons at different level of needs for financing will find succors in these funds. They have long term, they have short term. The minimum size of lending is 10 million and below. The maximum is 100 million. We think that if this money is injected into the economy, the state will be the better for it.
While acknowledging that the BOI Akwa Ibom Matching Fund will create more economic opportunities, BOI's Executive Director for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises also used the occasion to speak on other impact the bank is making in Akwa Ibom.
It's also important to mention that between February last year and now, when we joined Akwa Ibom among the League of States that we are present, when we physically opened our office here, we have disbursed over 2 billion to entrepreneurs within the state. We also have in the pipeline the ones that we are working on to disburse between now and next month, additional 3 billion. This is entirely Bank of Industry funds. We're also happy to mention that we've met people here that are handling the IDICE project, which is a $17.7 million project between Nigeria and other institutions. So we are happy we are here. We are happy that this is a state that is focused, a state that has decided to be part of Nigerian states that are working well. We are also happy to mention that the federal government 200 billion that is supposed to go to different states, all the states of the federation is being handled by us. And of the 200 billion, there's 50 billion that is going to now as grants. Akwa Ibom State's citizens are already benefiting from it. There is also 75 billion that will go to manufacturing. This state is benefiting. There's also another 75 billion MSME fund. This state is also benefiting.
Both the Bank of Industry and the Akwa Ibom State Government say they are confident that the 4 billion naira fund will unlock entrepreneurial potential of Akwa Ibom's youth and business community.
As a business owner, are you interested in a single-digit interest loan and financial advisory support? If your answer is yes, then visit any of BOI offices across the country or log on to their website at www.boi.ng and any of BOI's social media platforms for more information on how you can be a beneficiary. And that's how we end the program this week. Thanks for being a part of it. Do join us again same time next week. I am Kumbi Aboluade. Bye for now.